dreaming and making theater and music and art in a way.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have approximately 30 minutes before we commencing our descent into Copenhagen Airport. If you wish to purchase any more drinks or snacks or food from the bistro bar, please do not hesitate to press the call bell above your head, and the cabin crew will be very pleased to serve you at your seat. Thank you.
This was my dream to come to Copenhagen. I like this town. It's a big town, it's a small town. It's a historical town, it's full of beauty, it's open-minded people, it's close to the sea, it's close, the surroundings is beautiful, there are parks all over, there are, it's a quiet town. And when I came in '83, I stayed just in the middle, in the old city, and I like it so much.
Once upon a time, in a cosy northerly kingdom, soldiers marched out of their military barracks and new spirits moved in.
It was in 1969, outside the fence. I was sitting in a building opposite, which was a kind of a hippie club at that time. And I got sick, so I was stand up and opened the window and got some fresh air. I had smoked too much hashish. And then I looked down the street, and then a bunch of hippies was kind of trying to tear down the fence. And I thought, wow, let's go down and see what's happening. So suddenly we were like 20 people tearing down the fence to the old barrack. And then we went in and starting to explore all the buildings. And within, like in the late 69, the beginning of 70, people moved in, start to move in very slowly. So that was my first experience.
And in year 71, nothing happened in this place, and it's a large area in Copenhagen with 20 acres. And at that time, the situation was bad in Copenhagen for getting an apartment if you want to start a family and so on. There was a lot of very small and very bad apartments, and it was very hard to get one.
An amazing vibe here, man. Not simply squatting in Copenhagen's housing crisis. Man, it's something different. It's deeper, serious, but it's fun, man. Yeah, it's great fun. It's like back in India.
It's partly of the time, 68, and partly because the politicians put down this military area. They didn't know what to do about it. They didn't think about what could happen. And those very brave and courageous young people at that time who also took houses, it's kind of SWAT in a big scale. And it was a historical place with many old houses. Very often the military keep the houses because they don't have so much energy to put them down as the rest of the society. So they're beautiful houses. Houses used for horses or for weapons or for... But for some of them, 100 years, somewhere even, I think, 200 years old. And then they come the young people and took it. And it's very criminal.
And civil disorder have been a tradition in Denmark from the day we got democracy and until today. And Christiania is a product of civil disorder.
Christiania allows you to come to a space where you can decouple and find your own individuality, your own specialness, your own self. It's a space of 70 acres and 1,000 people with this vibration. Peace, love, creativity. Be yourself.
I mean, the whole hippie movement was based on peace, love and no war. In Denmark, the fuel of the hippie movement was kind of revolution against our parents. And we thought, why don't we buy a house together so we can make the cost and expenses much cheaper? And the same with the car. We saw all these cars with one person driving along, and we thought, why don't we share the car so it's more economic and not less polluted? At that time, nobody believed in pollution, only the hippie movement.
Christiania, you can see it like a life academy. We called it a high school, the Danish high school system. We have to be stronger. We have to be more prepared for the influence of the world around us.
I have been on a boarding school, and for 2-3 years of my last years of the boarding school, the whole hippie idea came to my school. And I thought it was a very good idea. So I kind of became a hippie. So in '72 I moved to the countryside, to a community where we grow our own vegetables, and I had a goat and a cow, and try to fulfill the dream of living in nature. There was all the threats with atomic nuclear war, and it was when you lived in Denmark and also in England and in Europe, it was a threat which was hanging over our heads all the time. And in my world I thought, well, if everything goes total wrong, at least I'm prepared to move out in the woods.
Peace, love and harmony was like that. As Christiania started in 1971, and in the middle of this period, with the hippie things was growing rapidly at that time. Yeah.
Sven and Jens are sitting happy in a hippie pad, about to smoke a chillum in the recently abandoned barracks in central Copenhagen. They are in their mid-20s, long-haired, bare-chested, barefoot, and both wear Indian dhottis draped around their hips. 2 miniature magpies glide ahead of a tiny angel with silver wings and long honey-blonde hair as she cycles down the swirl of smoke on her bicycle. She turns her beautiful face. She smiles to them and is gone in an instant. Why do you call this old military barracks Christiania? That's the name she wants. Who? That angel on the bike.
I think Christiania, for those who have not been there, is scaring because you read so much about violence, about hashes, and about many things. So if you don't know Christiania, it's something. If you know Christiania, if you've been there, just walk around, it's different. But those people who live in Christiania, live there many years, have been traveling around the world, have been in many countries, so you have a cultural input from many, many, many different cultures.
We have one of the major houses is reserved for Greenland people, so they have a place. We got apartments for them, and you can only live in this house if you're coming from Greenland. It's a minority group that they got their place there.
There are all kind of culture living there. So it is what I would call an inclusive area, which are open for all different kind of, the way of living.
Some gays made this house where they could make their operas, and it was allowed as their house. They could do whatever they wanted to do in this, and and then they make a lot of theater and sometimes they invite us, the others of the people in Christiania, and we could come and eat and party with them, and it's fantastic. We lost lots of them, a lot of these gay people and friends in the late 80s and early 90s because of AIDS.